Hey guys, good morning everybody. Today is Monday, July 29th. Happy Monday, everyone. 6:20 right now. Market's gonna open in about 10 minutes. So I'm gonna go ahead and set up this room real quick and we'll get started shortly with our analysis for today. It's got a few more things here to update and we should be good to go. All right, one last thing. And it looks like we are good to go. So let me get this link sent out to you guys here in the premium. Drag this over. All right, link is sent out. All right, perfect. As people join in, I'm going to go ahead and start marking up liquidity over here. Going down to the 8-hour. Two-hour. Down to the 1-hour. Down to the 30-minute. Down to the 15-minute. Down to the 10-minute. And lastly, down to the 1-minute over here. All right, perfect. So got liquidity marked up here, guys. Good morning, everybody. Looks like about half you guys are here so far. Today is Monday, July 29th. Hopefully everyone had a great weekend. 6:23 right now. Market's going to open in about 7 minutes. So I marked up liquidity over here. Closest level of liquidity above is at 41,041, and the closest level below is at 40,863. So those are the two closest levels of liquidity right there. One thing that I wanted to mention, guys, is that I added level 2 to my confluences. So you guys can't see it here on my screen because it's on my NinjaTrader screen. But basically what I did was I paid a little more in data fees for the level 2 data, where I can see the pending orders coming up. So whenever traders put pending orders, like limit orders on the chart, like say, for example, you put like a limit order right here for a buy, right? Or a limit order up here for a sell. It'll show up on my screen. So I can see how many contracts are kind of sitting in a certain area. And that helps with just your confidence with taking a certain trade. So for example, here, as you can see, price is pushing down to the liquidity. what I'm looking at right now on my NinjaTrader screen is I'm looking to see if there's a lot of sell orders right here. So if price comes down to this point, like really close to the liquidity, and I see a lot of sell orders sitting in that area, like a heavy amount of sell orders compared to the buy orders, then my confluence is that price is likely to keep pushing further past this area, right? So like basically what I'm going to be using this for is just an extra confluence. It's not a standalone strategy, but it's just used to improve on our confidence for the entry. So for example, if I'm taking a market flow entry for a sell, I'll be looking at the level 2 data, and that's what I'm looking at right now to see if there's a bunch of sell orders right there sitting. So if there's a bunch of sell orders sitting right there, then it's going to then I'm going to tell you like, okay, for sure, I'm going to take this trade because there's a bunch of sell orders sitting right there. Like looking right now at the level 2 data, it's pretty balanced right now with regard to buys and sells. You kind of want to see an anomaly where it's like very heavy on one side. So I'm just looking at right now, it's just kind of bouncing back and forth, decent buys and sells on both sides. It's not really one-sided, but whenever I see something where like, for example, here, how price is pushing up, if I see price pushing up right here, then I see a huge influx of sell orders that are kind of just sitting around this area, then I would be inclined to take a market flow entry. So, I'm always looking for ways to improve. That's something that you guys don't have to worry about. I'm not one of those traders who just comes up with like one strategy, then I stop looking for new things. The reason why I thought of this is because I was watching that documentary that I introduced to you guys yesterday. So yesterday I mentioned, or not yesterday, last week, I mentioned that I watched this documentary about high frequency trading, like this way that these hedge funds trade, and how they try to slip their orders in right before the big orders come in, and they catch the spikes. They're only in for like a few seconds, kind of like how we are, and then they're out quickly with profit. So right now I'm looking at the level 2 data. There's a lot of sell orders right here, so you could expect a possible bounce off this, and then a possible pushback to the downside. So we'll just see how it reacts, and you can see right there it is bouncing off it because there are some pretty nice sell orders there. And as you can see, price is starting to make its way down. So for me, I can probably see this come down. The only thing with this here is that we have news coming up or we have market opening up in about 3 minutes. So it's kind of a tricky time to enter any trades. But for the most part, from I'm looking over here from level 2 data, it does look like price will likely come down a bit from where it's currently at. So I'm not in any positions here, but just want to give you guys a heads up from the level 2 data. Because level 2 data is showing a lot of sell orders currently sitting around this specific area right here. So guys, we got market opening up in about 3 minutes. Like I said, I don't really trade around this time. This is pre-market. I'm kind of curious to see how this level 2 data is going to work during the actual market open because the volatility will be super high. But yeah, I mean, we'll use that as a confluence. Again, if you guys are just showing, the first level of liquidity above is at 41,041. Closest level below is at 40,863. Morning, Maria. Morning, Joe. Morning, Nick. Morning, Sadie. Morning, CJ. Morning, everybody. All right, guys. So market is going to open up shortly in about a few minutes. You guys can see the bounce there that I was kind of just referring to. So I'm just going to be using this level 2 data as a confluence again, guys. So I'll be looking for my normal market flow entries, but before I take my market flow entries, I'll be looking for my confluences here. So you guys see where I told you guys it was going to come down? Because I saw a bunch of sell orders just sitting up there, and now it's coming down pretty nice. So it's a pretty good confluence to use. Some of you guys might have it already, but for the most part, I had to pay extra data for it. Not a lot, but I think like $10 more a month for the level 2 data, which I think is worth it, any type of tool that we can use to improve our confidence and ability to win more trades, it'll be worth it. CRX is asking, can you make a video on how to use it? I mean, I just started using CRX, so I'm probably not the best person to show you that. You can look on YouTube. I just started using it, so I mean, I'm not the best person to show you since I don't even know all the features myself, but you can probably find a bunch of videos on YouTube. I looked at videos. There's not too many videos because not too many people use it anymore. Yeah, like what Rashida said, it sounds like Footprint. It's pretty much like Footprint, but the Footprint shows you things kind of later. Like this is showing you where all the live orders are. So You can see where the live orders are sitting at the moment versus footprint, which kind of shows you what happened, what's already happened, right? That's why it's called a footprint. So this shows you live, while footprint shows you basically what happened, a few moments before. All right, guys, so market is now open right here. This is the opening candle. But yeah, once I figure out how to use everything, then I'll make a video on it, CRX, but I'm just not the person to explain yet until I actually have been using it for a while. And the recurring theme is, from what I've seen from the videos, is, the more you use it, the better you get at reading it. It's basically like reading the tape. So, all right, guys, market is now open. We got price kind of bouncing back and forth. Of course, today's Monday, so you guys might want to be a little careful with your entries because you want to wait for the market to stabilize since we're in a new week. It's also NFP week, so something to look out for. All right, guys, we got price coming down a little bit. It's coming down to this liquidity right here. There goes the first level of liquidity just got hit. Second level of liquidity right there getting hit as well. There's a lot of sell orders here, so I'm looking at it to continue dropping on the level 2. There goes price comes down further. First 2 levels of liquidity right there just got hit. Clean this up. If you guys took that, first win right there, first level of liquidity, second level of liquidity right here as well. Full TP. So we got an influx of orders right here right now coming in. There's no market flow entries yet, so I'm still looking at the level 2 right now. Level 2 is pretty crazy. It's all over the place. But I do see quite a bit of, they're pretty leveled right now, but I do see a lot of buy orders. So you see how the price is kind of pushing up right here. I see a lot of buy orders kind of floating in, but there's just as many sell orders. So it's not really one-sided right now. Yeah, Sadie said no news, so market may range today. Yeah, possibly. Price will probably have its initial push, and then once it hits 7 o'clock, it'll probably start ranging. So there's no entries for us available here right now, guys. The next target, if price drops down lower, is going to be this lower level of liquidity down here. So we got another level of liquidity down here, guys. There's nothing for me to take here specifically. Again, I'm just looking at the level 2 data right now to see where all the orders are currently sitting. There's just a lot of orders just coming in from both sides, mostly from the sell side, of course. You guys can see prices coming down further. Yeah, if you guys could see my chart, my level 2 chart right now, this thing's it's like floating back and forth. It's just going all over the place. There's a lot of there's a lot of volatility right now. So I haven't used this during a live session like this. I used it during Asia session. It's actually pretty good. But price is floating back up. So basically what I'm looking for here is I'm looking for a normal abnormal orders. So right now I'm looking at the level 2. There's about 10 to 12 orders coming in. I'm looking for the big orders to come in, like 16, 20, 30, like the big orders, because those big orders are typically going to be like the big players in the market. So we got a bunch of sell orders sitting right here. It's hitting liquidity. So it looks like from my level 2 data, it looks like price is probably going to keep dropping from here. There's a big order. Yeah, there we go. And you can see right there, liquidity is getting hit. There's just a lot of sell orders, and there you go with another liquidity. So this is what I'm talking about with the level 2 data. So level 2 data is really useful if you want to take liquidity, because it'll give you confidence to ride this down even further. So I'll keep talking and I'll give you guys a heads up with what's coming in and what I see on my level 2 data. I just don't see any entries for myself here yet. I'm looking for a market flow entry. I'm still following my same strategies I've been doing, but I'll try to help you guys as much as possible with the liquidity, because this level 2 data really helps with liquidity. If I see a bunch of sell orders sitting there and obviously there's liquidity, then you can feel comfortable with taking a trade in that direction. Nice. Congrats, Max. Max said I got my 5 PAs, 150 Ks, pass a profit goal for a payout, but he still needs another 5 days of trading. Yeah, solid. All right, so we got a bunch of sell orders sitting right here, guys. I think price is probably gonna keep dropping a little further. See like 16 orders. These are like contract sizes. So I see like 16 contracts, like a bunch of heavy contracts just sitting around this area right here. There's a big buy order coming in. This might have a retracement. There's like a 30 contract that's sitting right there. Looks like it probably, yeah, there's some big buy orders coming in right now. And there you go, the retracement, exactly. But this level two data is actually really good. I think it's worth it because you can kind of see when the retracement is going to happen. Okay, there's a lot of, now there's some big sell orders that are kind of just waiting. And it's happening fast. I might have to have somebody just looking at the, the level two data because this level two data is so quick that I'm just looking at the big numbers because there's some smaller sizes here. Like there's like contracts that are like 5 contracts, 2 contracts, 7 contracts. But when I see the big ones come in, like, 10, 20, 30 contracts, that's how you know it's going to push price in a certain direction. Because those are the bigger players, obviously, like someone who's trading a personal account, something like that. But sometimes you'll see even bigger orders. You'll see like a like 100 contracts. If you see 100 contracts, that's like an institution trying to push a move. Those types of contracts don't come in unless there's like some sort of catalyst, like news or something like that. That's how the big spikes happen. All right, I see a lot of buy orders here, guys. So this is probably going to retrace up a little bit. I mean, there are sell orders that are coming back in to push it back down, but for the most part, there's an influx of buy orders here that are kind of pushing price up a little bit. But they're just getting shut down because whenever these buy orders come in, the sell orders come right back in, they shut them right back down. So you guys can see the big wick right here. The buy orders are trying to come in and push price up, but every time it pushes up at all, the sell orders come back and just shut it right back down. I mean, it's a bit overextended right now. Yeah, exactly, CJ, 100%. It's definitely a bit overextended. I'm still looking for my entry, so I'm looking for my market flow entry for price to retrace up and come back down, but I just don't have it right now. So looking at this right now, there's the next target price point is going to be the liquidity down here. So that's going to be the next target price point if it continues to drop further. At this very moment, we don't really have that yet. I'm just really focusing on the market on the level two data because I do see a lot of buy orders here. So I'm waiting for the retracement. I'm looking for the buy orders to come in, retrace price up, and then come back down so that I can take my market flow entry. But there's just a lot of things here to look at. So I have to look at trading view. I have to look at my level two data. I wish there was a way to get level two data on here. I don't think there is. Yeah, I don't think there's trading view level two data. Or there probably is, but it's not as accurate because you're not really paying for it. Yeah, Nick, eventually probably will. Whenever my iMac Pro right here gives out on me, I'll probably move to a PC. I mean, eventually that's going to be the move, of course. All right, so we don't really have much going on right here. I'm looking at the level two data. There's more buy orders that are coming in right now. Well, I mean, they're just going back and forth. They're not really one-sided. The level two data really works best when you're touching some sort of structure. So like, for example, right here, price is kind of out in the open. So the level two data is not really useful. You just see a bunch of orders coming in from everywhere. But like whenever price pushes up to the pivots, that's where it becomes more useful because you can see where a lot of people are kind of waiting. Because obviously you can see, price is pushing up to the pivots here. You have an idea that there's a lot of pending orders kind of just chilling right here, right? Either being buy orders or being sell orders. So the level two data is not meant to be used for like everything. It's meant to be used at like structure, like support and resistance, supply and demand, pivots, sessions, etc. Those are the times where it works best because you can see where a lot of people are waiting to get into certain entries. So we got price climbing up right here. I'm looking at the level 2 data to see if there's any sellers waiting up there or if there's a lot of buyers waiting up there. It's pretty mixed right now, but I do see quite a bit of buyers right now. They're trying to push this up. So what I'm going to be looking for here is a swing up to the pivot and a possible swing back down. I do see a lot of sell orders sitting up here. So if this swings up to the pivot, I'll take it as it comes down as a market flow entry. All right, I'm gonna get in right here. Wait a second. I don't even know what happened right there. Did I get spiked out? I might have gotten spiked out right here. That thing happened so fast. There was a huge buy order that came up and just spiked it up real quick. It's all good. So I tried to get in for a market flow entry right there, but it spiked up super quickly. I didn't even see it spike up, but it spiked up and I guess it stopped me out real quick, which is all good. I'll be looking for the next market flow entry right here. The volatility here is kind of choppy. So I need this to push up a little more. I'm looking at the level 2 data right now to see if there's more sell orders, but there are more sell orders here. So if this swings back down, I'll be looking to take this here for a sell for a market flow entry. I know there's a pending buy signal there, but I will be looking for this to swing back down. All right. So I'm looking for this to swing back down. The volatility here is just kind of choppy right now, but I do see a lot of sell orders. It's just our stop loss is a little tight. So I'll be watching this here as it comes down. It's got 10 seconds left on it, so it's probably not going to come down from where it's currently at. Yeah, there's no entry here. We're waiting for the next one. It didn't bounce off the pivot, so there's no market flow entry there yet. Again, I need price to push up and then come back down pretty sharply. Something like this here. It's got 30 seconds left on it. There's a lot of buy orders here, so I'm gonna hold off for a little bit. I'm gonna let for it. Well, there's no entry here anyways, but I'm waiting for it to come down, come back up, and come back down. See a lot of buy orders here just currently pending right now. All right, let's see. Need this to swing back up on this next candle and come right back down. No, the volatility here is kind of dead now, guys. I gotta wait for the volatility to pick back up. So you guys can see this candle right here, super, super small. I mean, this was going to be the entry that I was looking for. It looks like it already hit, but the candle was just a little too small right here. So it looks like we're getting close. We're getting into the consolidation as we get closer to 7 o'clock. There's not really much news today. There's news at 7:30, which is Dallas Fed Manufacturing Index. But that's going to come up a bit later, which is right here. Let's see. So we got price kind of pushing up a little bit. Yeah, the volatility here is just, it's too low right now. I'm looking for the same pattern though. So the same pattern that just happened right here, I'm looking for it to push up and obviously come right back down. And that's probably looking to take my possible entry over here for market flow. All right, so price is coming up. Look for it to swing back down. There are a decent amount of sell orders right here. It's got 20 seconds left on the candle, so it's got some time here. It's It's got 15 seconds, probably not going to have enough time to come down, but if it does, I'll be looking for that market flow entry. It's got 10 seconds left on this candle. 5 seconds, not going to happen. So there's no entry right here on this candle. So the market's not really looking too great right now. As you guys can see, it's starting to consolidate around this area. We don't want consolidation, right? We want price to actually be moving directional. So I see a lot of sell orders here that are starting to add up. So price is pushing up. I wouldn't be surprised if it swings right back down. If it swings right back down, I'll be taking this as a market flow entry. I do see an influx of sell orders that are starting to cash this push to the upside. So the sell orders are kind of just sitting up here. They're waiting for it to come up and fill. And then once it fills, it's probably going to push down a little bit. So you might see a wick off this top area. Looking at the level 2 right now, there's a lot of buy orders though. So they're trying really hard to push price up. But you guys can see the wick over here. There's a lot of the sell orders that are stopping it from getting too far up. It's probably not going to come down as 5 seconds. There's no entry here. All right, price is climbing up a bit higher. There's a high level momentum scalp right there, guys. If anybody caught that, thanks, Nick, for the heads up. There's lower low, buy signal broken close past pivots 1 and 2. And it pushed up from there. There's a lot of sell orders waiting up here though, guys. So I'm looking over here at the level 2 data. There's like 20 orders sitting there. And there you can see that big wick, right? The sell orders are getting filled. Starting to get that double body rejection right there. This could be a possible V1 variation back to the downside. This will be the reversal pattern if it does come back down. There's a lot of orders on both sides right now. But here we go. As price comes back down. There goes a V1 variation. If anybody caught it, it's coming back down right there. Double body rejection right there, pending sell signal, V1 variation pattern. It's also, actually, it's not a CV. It's just a V1 variation pattern right there. Yeah, next to those areas where you got to set limit orders and catch the quick 10 points. That's what he does with NQ with level 2 data. Yeah. You got to be pretty quick, for sure. All right, so there's no entries here right now. Price is still pushing up. There's no market flow entries here at the moment. Yeah, the thing with this level 2 data is that it's really, really fast. You can't really trade based off the level 2 on its own. You have to kind of, I mean, for the most part, you can trade off the level 2 data if you're looking at certain price points, because you can kind of see where like the heavy orders are coming in. Like, for example, right now, there's a lot of heavy orders at like 795, right? So it shows that there's a bunch of orders just chilling right here. So you could have put a limit order there for a sell, and you could have just wrote it down, I guess, if you really wanted to. But it has price points where the limit orders are sitting. So like, for example, here, if you see like a bunch of orders sitting at like 770 or yeah, 77, let's see, I'm trying to see where it's at. Like 756, like for example, 756 is like right here. You would just have like a pending order just waiting there. So when it fills, I mean, you get in for like 10 points super quickly. And that's something I might look into as well. You know, just getting it at certain prices, like specific price points. And that's something I can probably play around with like a demo account or something. So like once I'm done trading, I'll probably switch over to the demo account, and then I'll just kind of test stuff out during the live market. Because I mean, it's useful. I mean, it works. All you have to do is set a bias, and once you have a bias, you can start looking for a certain direction. So there's a possible market flow setup right here. It's not one that I would personally take because the wick over there is kind of small. But again, I'm going to look for a possible market flow entry as price continues to move from this area right here. It has about 20 seconds left on this candle. So on the next candle over here, I'll see if it sets up for another entry. There's a lot of sell orders here though. All right. So I'm gonna look for price to swing up a little bit, come right back down. If we get that, then that's gonna be a market flow entry. Um, I do see a lot of orders here for a sell, so I don't know if this will swing up yet. There's some big buy orders that are sitting down below at 696. So there's a bunch of buy orders that are just kind of chilling right here. So you might see it push up a little bit. It's just so you guys can kind of see the range now. So this is where the range is at. It's between the 800 mark and the 650 mark down here. It's a pretty big range, which is fine because you can trade within that area. Um, it's just so far down now that we can't really get these market flow entries. Like the way that I'm looking at it now, I don't even know if we'll have time to wait for a big wick. You might have to just get in like right when you see the rejection because the market flow did come up right here, but it happened so quickly. And it also happened again right here, but there was like no wick. So you just have to watch how price is moving. And then also if you're using market flow or level two, if you see a bunch of pending orders in a certain area or like some heavy pending orders, you can kind of just ride the wave. There's no liquidity here right now. Well, technically there was a liquidity down here at this lower low. So price right now is technically at liquidity. I see a lot of sell orders here, so I think price might push up a little bit and then come right back down and push through it. And you can see right here, it's testing it again for a retest. Yeah, the level two data is actually a lot harder to use during live session because there's just so many orders coming in. I used level two last night during Asia session, and the market was so slow that it was easy to see like where the pending orders were coming in from. Right now, it's like there's so many numbers and it's like all over the place that it's really difficult to really see like where these orders are coming in from. Because they'll be up for a split second. You'll see like 30 orders and then all of a sudden they're filled already. All right, so we got price climbing up right here, possible market flow entry if it comes back down. There's about 20 seconds left on this candle, so it's got a lot of time here. The only problem with us taking sells here is that retail sentiment is kind of high on this side, so it's a little difficult to kind of trust the sells here. We have 7 seconds left on this candle. It's not going to be enough time for price to push back down. So on this next candle here, we'll look for it to push up and then possibly swing back down for a market flow entry. It's got 50 seconds left on this candle, so it's got a lot of time. And look for it to push up and then push back down from here. Looking for this here as it comes back down. So if this candle turns red, this is going to be a market flow entry. Hasn't came down yet. All right. I think I got in too early on this one, honestly, guys. I thought I was going to swing red. There we go, as it comes back down.
Orders.
All right, I made my prop right there. So I got stopped out for
Order filled.
in profit. You guys heard the cha-ching, so it moved my stop loss in profit right there, guys. Got out at 10 points. It's probably going to push on a full TP, but my automatic trailing stop triggered, and there you go, full TP right there. So if you guys caught it, full TP, if you guys had your automatic TP stop loss, then you probably would have got out at 10 points, which works. All right, so let's keep going. All right, so we're at break even for the day. One loss over here. I don't know if anybody took this loss with me, but I took one loss over here. It spiked up super quickly, and then the win over here. So we're at break even for the day. One win, one loss. Not the way I wanted to start the week, but I mean, I'll take what I can get. So yeah, Will said he didn't take the first one with me. Yeah, I don't think anybody took the first with me. It happened so quickly that like it literally as soon as I took it, it just spiked. With this one over here, it came down, moved my stop loss and profit, and it came down further, hit its full TP. Yeah, Sadie said he skipped it due to no power. Yeah, the volatility here is pretty low right now, guys. Keep in mind that this is NFP week, so you know, if you don't see any volatility right now, expect volatility to come up later. It's not necessarily going to be flat all week. It's going to pick back up eventually. So I'll be looking for one more possible entry here as we get closer to 7. I'll probably look a little past 7, but if the volatility stays flat, then I'll probably just call it a day. I'm okay with the break even for the day instead of obviously risking it. So we got liquidity right there. All right, so this is going to be the target price point. If price continues to drop lower, this is going to be the target price point down here. But you guys can see this is pretty much the range. Price is ranging between the 800 level right here and the 650 level right here. So I'll keep looking for another possible entry. If I don't see anything here, then I'll probably just switch over to the to my demo account on Ninja, and I'll probably just test out these price entries that I was talking about earlier, like specific price entries. All right, so price is pushing up right here. There's a lot of buy orders that are just kind of chilling around this area right now. Like this area right here is filled with buy orders. I think price is probably going to reverse here, guys. There's a lot of buy orders that are just hanging out around this area right here. So I think price is ready to reverse back up, which is beneficial for us because personally, I'd rather take buys anyways. I was only taking sells because it's been in a sell pretty much all morning. I'll have to find a way to configure the level 2 a little better. There's quite a bit of and there's a lot of customization that you can do here. So I got to play around with it to figure out. Because right now it only shows me certain price levels. Like it shows me, like if I was to use this as a, see if I can do the chart here. So what I can see right now on my thing is I can see the first 10 points. I can see the 10-point price levels up here. And I can see the 10 price point levels down here. So I can basically see where all the pending orders are kind of just hanging out. So for example, right here, as price sits around this area, I can see where all the pending orders are sitting right here. We've used this before. This is similar to the DOM, but it's just more accurate. So this is kind of similar to Death of Market where you can see where the orders are filling in, except instead of just seeing the first 2 orders, I'm seeing a whole bunch of orders like within this whole area. But I got to figure out a way to how to configure it. Okay, it's currently sitting right now. There's a lot of orders on both sides. I think price will probably consolidate here for a little bit. There's just a lot of buys, orders, and a lot of sell orders. Let's see, we got some profits over here from William. So William locked in 160 per account. He has 20 accounts here. So, well over 2,000 for the day. All wins here. Nice work, William. I'll add it to our group here. If you guys have more profits posted, feel free to send them in. We got Jonathan here. He locked in 1,580 on his first account, 1,030 on his second, 900 on the rest of his accounts here. So well over profit of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6,000 for the day. All wins here. Nice work, Jonathan. And we have David here with a total profit of 239 for the day. All wins as well. Nice work, David. Took some cool sells there. Okay, so I'm gonna keep looking for entries here. Once we're done trading, I'll put up the official trades on the Discord. But as you guys can see, I was mentioning earlier that there's probably gonna be a reversal here, and that's what's looking like what's happening here. There's a lot of sell orders that are just sitting right here though, so it's hard for it to climb up. So I'm looking right now. Currently at 438, there's a lot of sell orders just like, sorry, not 438, 830, 838. So around this area right here, there's a bunch of sell orders that are just hanging out. So this might just wick off the sessions right there. I see 23 orders sitting at 836. Yeah, this whole area right here, there's a bunch of sell orders. But there's a lot more buy orders though. So there's more buy orders, so it's pushing right through. It's trying to push right through it. So like I said earlier, guys, this tool, the level 2, it works very well at structure. So like for example, right here, see where this purple line is? This is the Asia low. This is where you would want to use level 2 because when price gets near this area, you want to see where there's an influx of orders. Is there more buy orders or is there more sell orders? Because this is typically where price gets manipulated, right? So like what you can expect is if price is pushing up to this area and you see a bunch of buy orders, then you can take a buy because it's probably going to push right through it. Vice versa, if you see a lot of sell orders chilling right here, like I just told you guys, there was a bunch of sell orders waiting right here, right? Look what happened to this big red candle. If you see a bunch of sell orders just hanging out right here, you can put your own sell order there and just catch the bounce back down. So this level 2 data is really good at areas where you see a lot of manipulation. So where I would look at it mostly would be at the sessions, opening price, liquidity, of course, and those types of areas. So like looking at this right here, I'll give you guys a heads up when I can see price push up to that area. I see a ton of sell orders chilling right here, guys. So I think price is probably gonna get pushed down when it gets close to the sessions right here. And you can see that's why price is having trouble getting there because it keeps trying to push up, but as soon as it gets up to this area, like I said earlier, there's a ton of sell orders just waiting right here. So whenever price pushes up here, it just gets pushed right back down until there's like a big buy order that comes in and it blasts right through it, right? So show you guys here as it continues to bounce around this area. So there's no entries for me right now specifically. Again, if price swings back to the upside, then I'll start looking for some buys here. Price just isn't there yet. I'm looking for some market flow entries, but I need price to climb up higher. Until I get that, I'm obviously going to be waiting a little bit. All right, so looking at price right here as it pushes up to the sessions, guys, there's a lot of sell orders waiting up there, so I'm expecting a bounce back down. I'm expecting price to push up and then possibly push back down once it gets to the sessions right here. I mean, if you're going for like 10 points, that's like not that bad. Six. All right, price is pushing up to the sessions right here. There's a bunch of sell orders. I'm kind of curious. I want to open the DOM up to see super DOM. $67. It's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna play around with this after I'm done trading my actual accounts. Because there's like I'm looking at the super dom and I'm looking at the level two. There's like I saw how there were so many sellers just sitting right here above this at 67. And I could have had a seller just waiting right there. And if it would have triggered, it would have came right back down. So it's doing exactly what I just kind of warned you guys about. I said there was a bunch of sell orders waiting here at the sessions area. So expect to bounce back down. And that's exactly what happened here. So there's a lot of different ways to use this, but I think this is probably like the best way to use level two is when it's at specific structure like the sessions. Because there's a lot of orders sitting right here for a sell. Yeah, it's just interesting to see this. Now there's a bunch of buy orders that are coming in, so this might push back up further. There's a lot of buy orders right now, actually. There's way more buyers. So the buys are kind of sitting right here at the 30 mark. So around the 30s right here. And you can see how price is now pushing back up. But again, there's more sell orders here again. So I see a big 20 order sitting at 62. So there's a bunch of sell orders that are sitting right at the sessions. I wouldn't be surprised if this bounces right off it. So you guys can see the wick right there. So I'll kind of just call out the numbers. Like if I see a big order sitting somewhere, I'll kind of just call it out for you if I can see it. It's just it's moving so fast. If you guys are looking at this right now, it's like literally a split second. I can see why hedge funds use bots on this because it's if you're fast enough, like if you're really fast enough to catch this within a split second, you can really make some quick money in the market. Um, just catching these little because you can go for like quick like 5 point moves, right? Like you don't have to go for the full 15 that we normally do. Like a lot of the if I can create a bot where I can catch like 5 points, that's like free money right there, like wherever these orders are at. All right, so we got a bunch of sell orders sitting right here. Price is coming down. So like I said earlier, there was just a bunch of sell orders that were sitting right here and just waiting, and now they're all getting filled. So price is now coming down super heavy. It's not enough to really push it though. So like I said, there's like orders that are between like 10 contracts, 20 contracts, 30 contracts, but I'm looking for like those big orders. I'm looking for like a 40 order or like a 50 order, like 50 contracts, because those are what's really going to push price. Um, right now, I'm just seeing a bunch of like basically 15 contracts is like the max contract that I'm not the max, but around the average max contract that I'm seeing. Um, it's going back and forth right now. So it's consolidating between the Asia low right here and the 800 mark. Yeah, exactly. CRX, they probably have insane tech for them to execute those orders. Yeah, no, they do. They actually set their servers up near the exchange. So like for example, if they're trading futures like this, they'll have their computer set up in like Chicago next to the exchange. So they get filled super, super fast. Because like the way that they use it, and if you guys watched that documentary that I told you guys about last week, the way that they do it is they basically look for the big orders to come in. They get in right before the order, and then as soon as that order gets filled, they get pushed to their TP and they get out. So they're just like in and out within like milliseconds. CRX is asking, do you use a VPN located in Chicago as well? No, I don't. I should. This point, I should. But no, I don't. Um, there are a lot of companies that do provide that though, where you can have a virtual PC kind of just set up in those areas. But it's only necessary if you're taking certain, if you're trading that way where you're trying to get in between before these big orders, That's where it's like really necessary. If you're just trading regular trading, like day trading and stuff, it's not super necessary. I mean, it's useful, but it's not super necessary. William is asking, what is the name of the documentary? You can look up high frequency trading documentary on YouTube. I posted it up a couple times last week. It's by the same, there's like two of them. They have two documentaries, but it's pretty interesting. It goes over like a bunch of these engineers who created these trading bots that are able to get into these like super lightning fast orders right before these big orders come in. Um, yeah, but if you look them up, yeah, exactly. CJ, thanks, CJ. It's called The Risk of High Frequency Trading. I mean, for the most part, that's like how a lot of institutions and hedge funds trade. It's kind of hard to compete with them because they're already doing it. Like even here on level two, you don't really see the big orders come in anymore because they're already taking the order. Like by the time you see the big order in the on level two, it's like they've already taken it. So yeah, no, it's a pretty interesting documentary. Like after watching that documentary, it had me thinking. I was like, I'm kind of curious how this can help us with our trading. And that's why I was like, oh, I'll just pay for the level two data and I'll test it out. And I mean, it works. Like I'm basically telling you exactly what's happening on the market because I can see the orders on the chart. So like whenever I see big orders for a sell, I can tell you, okay, price is probably going to bounce off this area here. Or if price comes down here and I see a bunch of like buy orders chilling down this area, I can tell you, okay, there's a bunch of buy orders sitting right here. So you can not get caught in the fake out. The only thing is that I got screwed over here because the volatility was spiking. If the volatility didn't spike, it would have hit my TP, but because like as soon as I entered it spiked up, it just ended up spiking me out because my stop loss is too tight. So, it's a double-edged sword when you're trading with a tight stop loss like this, because if it spikes in either direction, you kind of get screwed. I mean, if I wasn't using a stop loss, it worked, but I'm not going to trade like that, of course. The mall's asking a question, won't the big orders be market entry? No, they set them at certain price points. Like these hedge funds and big institutions, they don't use market entries. They enter at a specific price point. Like if you're looking, like what they're looking for is for price to hit a resistance or a support, right? And that's where they have their orders. That's why if you see price reach this point right here, this isn't a market order right here from all. This is a pending order, right? They have a pending order waiting right there, and that's why it pushes it off. So no, it's not market order because they're trying to get in at a certain price. Like they have a specific price that they want to get into, and that's where they would get in. Like for example, a whole number, right? Like say 40,000. If you go to like 40,000 or something, or like 41,000 right here, whole number, that's where they're getting in from, like the whole numbers. That's why we have this whole number lined up on our chart. That's why I created the levels, because that's typically the price points that they would trade at. But whenever you see whole numbers lined up with like say a session, then it makes it even better because those are like two different price points where people will try to enter from. Yeah, no problem, Amal. I know it's a cool concept. It's a concept like that. It's basically just like logic. Like you're using real logic. Like how would these institutions trade, or how would like a normal person trade? Normal people don't really trade like this because they're not. There's just too much work. There's too much work involved. Like I'm looking at the level two right now, and I'm like my head's all over the place because I see all these numbers, and it's hard to catch where you want to get in from. But I do see a bunch of sell orders right here kind of hanging out, guys. So with that said, I think price will probably keep dropping from where it's currently at. And then here comes a bunch of buy orders. So it happens so quickly. For a while, it'll show a bunch of sell orders. So like right now, I'm looking at the sell orders. They're in the double digits right now. A lot of the sell orders are hanging out right here at 771. So a bunch of the sell orders are hanging out like around this area right here. 777, 771. There's a lot of sell orders just hanging out right here right now. This is kind of how I'm able to see where And from my research, it's called stacking. Like what happens here is they put a bunch of orders here that are stacking. So like basically price will push up and then I'll just keep pushing up slightly and I'll keep stacking orders until it comes down. So I see a lot of sell orders just hanging out right here right now. So this could be good for a possible market flow entry if the volatility picks back up. iPhone is asking, is your hedge still happening? Yeah, it's still happening. It's just I haven't taken the test yet. I was supposed to take the test in August, but honestly, I just haven't really been studying for it. It's just I don't like taking tests, so I don't have any motivation to actually study for it. I've been studying for it on and off, but I just haven't taken the test. I mean, I could probably take it today and I'd probably pass it, but I don't want to take it and not pass it. So, as you guys have seen from me for like over the years, I'm kind of like when it comes to stuff like that, I'm a bit of a perfectionist. I don't want to like take something and then half-ass it. Like I want to take it and I want to pass it like right away. So, yeah, I mean, it's still happening. I just haven't taken the test. Like I can take the test whenever I want. I just got to sign up for the test date, go take it, and then once I pass, then it'll start. But I didn't plan for the hedge fund to open until Q4 anyway. So we're still in Q3, or not even Q3 yet. We're still like Q2, Q3. So I have until like the end of the year. That's my deadline. So yeah, I know it sounds like me this past summer semester. Yeah, I know it's tough. It's like when you're forced to do something that you don't want to do, you just don't do it, right? Like same with trading here. Like I like to trade, so I do it even though I don't need to. Like for example, I could be done trading, or I don't have to like trade live, but I like to trade live and I like to trade every day, so I still trade every day. Like you'll see certain people that don't trade on Mondays, don't trade on Fridays. For me, actually like trading, so even though I know Mondays are a little bit of a riskier day to trade, I'll still trade. But when it comes down to studying and taking tests, it's I mean, it's not really what I like to do. If they could give me a test where I could just like explain trading like how I'm doing right here, that'd be perfect. Right? I could do that for you guys all day. But for me to sit down for like 2 or 3 hours and take a multiple choice test of like 200 questions, it's just not my kind of day. So yeah, unfortunately, it's not started up yet, but it once I take the test, it'll be a smooth run from there. As soon as I take the test, I can start taking people in and start trading for everybody. All right, so we have a possible sort of like a market flow entry right here, but it is not there yet. Well, I mean, I guess it bounced off the pivot close. I'm looking at the level two data. There's a lot of orders on both sides, so it's not really one-sided right now. Again, I typically want to wait for it to be a bit one-sided so that we have a lot of volatility on one side, but there's a lot of heavy orders on both sides. So with that said, I think price is probably going to just consolidate around this area and range for a bit. It is past 7 o'clock right now, so I mean it's not no surprise that the volatility here has kind of died down a bit. Steven said that if you guys see the chat, Steven's speaking the truth. Right, Steven? He's got he's got someone on each of his shoulders telling him to take a buy, take a sell. All right, so guys, looking at this right here, I do see, I mean, it still looks like a sell to me. I'm looking over here at the level two. There's a lot of sell orders that are sitting, but there's also a lot of buy orders. So let me see where these buy orders are currently at. So the buy orders are currently, there's big buy orders around the 50 mark. So around this whole 50 area down here. And let me just use this. This is probably a better tool. So 65 to 60. Okay, so there's a lot of buy orders that are just hanging out right here, guys. Just a heads up. So there's a lot of buy orders that are just hanging out right here. But there's also a lot of sell orders that are hanging out right here. Obviously, the sellers are in control. There's a possible market flow entry right here, but just to fit the way that the market's currently moving, it's not exactly the best time for entry. The volume is picking up though. So I'm looking over here. This is like one thing I'm trying to pay attention to. I'm looking at the volume because it shows how many orders are in the market. Right now it's currently at 58,000 volume. So this looks like a good time or a good area for like volatility. So I think above 55,000 would be a good number. I'm just looking at all the numbers right now so that I can kind of use this in the future when we're looking for some possible entries here. But the volatility is pretty decently high. Again, I'll be looking for a possible market flow entry here. It's probably not going to happen on this candle, but it can. There's 30 seconds left on this candle here. So if it swings up, swings back down, this could be a possible market flow entry. It didn't really come up to the pivots though. Yeah, so there's no market flow entry here. All right, no market flow entry there. Price is still coming down. It's pushing right back up. There's a lot of orders on both sides, so there's not really too much movement here. Trying to see when the sellers are going to start to take control. All right, there could be a possible market flow entry setting up right here. I do see price pushing up, but I do see a lot of sell orders on the market on the level 2. So there are, and this is kind of like the confluence that I'm using here. So I see price pushing up, but I see a lot of sell orders starting to fill up as well. So this thing might come back down. It's not going to come down right now, obviously. It's like 8 seconds left on this candle. Maybe on the next one. All right, so I'll be watching over here for this to, I'm not going to take it on this one right now. There was a market flow entry right here, but I didn't want to take it because it was rejecting off both sides of the pivots. I mean, I should have taken it because it fucking went down. I saw the sell orders and I was thinking about taking it, but because I saw the rejection on both sides, I didn't take it. I should have just went with my intuition because I saw a bunch of sell orders just sitting up there. Joe's asking if there's a coupon code for a 100K Apex. Yeah, here, let me give you the code. Or just use the same code that I posted in the thing. It works on all account sizes. Or I'll put this right here. Here you go, Joe. It's the same code. I mean, the code works on all account sizes. You just get the better discount if you're using the bigger accounts, but it works on the 100K as well. You still get like 80% off, I think. 80% off, and you might have a bonus discount as well. Guys, just a heads up, if you guys are looking for there's a possible market flow entry right here. Let's see if I get in. All right, so I got in right there for the market flow. Well, earlier right here.
Order submitted.
So I'm gonna let it move through here. But yeah, so guys, the Apex discount is going to be running out in the next couple of days. Or I think in like 2 days actually. So if you want to take it, or if you want to get the discount, I recommend getting it like, as soon as possible because I don't know if there's going to be another one after it. All right, so the volatility here is really low, guys. I don't like the volatility here at the moment. It's kind of just now going sideways. So I'm watching it. I'm gonna see if I can maybe get out a little early because it's just the sideways movement here. The volatility is currently I mean, the volume's not horrible, but the typical volatility here is just kind of flat. So we got price coming down right here. There you go, full TP right there, guys. The volatility sucked, but full TP right there. So we're at one net win for the week. I had a break even. I basically win or loss, win, win. So we had one loss earlier this morning that I got spiked out of, unfortunately, and then I had a win right here, and then we had another one. So two back-to-back wins right here. I'm back in net profit for the day and for the week. And I think I'm personally done trading on my personal account. So I'm gonna just this is what I wanted to do today anyways. I just wanted to bring myself back into profit, which I did. Um, and I'll keep looking for entries here. So I'll keep looking for entries, but I'm going to be done trading specifically because I just don't like the way the market's moving here. This is what I was aiming for today. I said, okay, I'm at break even. I want to take one more trade so I can bring myself back into profit after the fees. And the level two helped me out here. I saw a bunch of sell orders chilling right here. I wasn't going to take the order, but I saw so many sell orders just hanging out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to take the entry. And it spiked down just like we anticipated. So like I said earlier, guys, I'm always going to look for ways for us to make money. You guys don't have to worry about that. You guys can go from group to, because I see some of you guys here, you guys will bounce from group to group because like one group will start working, one group won't work. The thing with me here is I'm never going to stop looking for solutions. So like if the market isn't working so well for us, or if our accuracy is not there, I'm going to look for more opportunity or more things to add that where we can, improve our possibility of winning. So I'm here to win. I'm not here to just teach you guys. I don't even like teaching anymore, so I don't really teach as much. But I'm always going to find solutions for us to make more money in the market, no matter what. So you guys don't have to worry about that because people always ask sometimes, like, what if this doesn't work? Are you going to change your strategy? I'm probably not going to change my strategy, but I will look for other tools to predict things a lot better. Because it's like, this level two just it's a slight confidence booster. I feel like it's not necessary, it's not required, but it is a slight confidence booster, right? Because now that I can kind of see where these orders are sitting, when I see an order come up like a market flow entry or even a liquidity, I can kind of predict like if price is going to come down or not. Like for example, right here, I told you guys that there was a bunch of sell orders chilling right here around the 70 mark, or the 80 to 70 mark. And then when price came up here and it came back down, it came shooting right through because we already knew there was a bunch of sell orders just hanging out right there. So, all right, let's see. Yeah, no, exactly. CRX said we need a Kodi Kai meetup. Definitely. I know I've been saying that like since like last summer, and we had like a small meetup. So we did have a small meetup last summer, but yeah, definitely a bigger meetup at some point. Definitely at some point. So let me just take a screenshot of all the trades for today, guys. So we had one loss over here. You guys can see from this loss over here, this was kind of my bad because I entered late. So let me go back over here. So this trade actually hit TP, but what happened was because it spiked, I ended up getting caught on the other side. So this entry right here actually did hit TP, but what happened was I entered like when it came back up a little bit and then it ended up shooting up and it spiked me out right there, which is all good. It happens, right? Stuff like that happens, and you can't let that tear you down, because if you would have gave up right here, you would have missed out on this win, and then you would have missed out on this win right here. So this first loss over here happened at 640. That is the first loss. And this is why I cut my risk in half, because now that my risk is cut in half, I don't really feel any fear when I lose a trade, because I already know if I win the next trade, then I'm going to be back in profit, of course. Next trade over here happened at 653. This was a win. And the next trade over here happened at a little past 7. I know I try to stop trading after 7, but the level 2 just got me wanting to take more trades. So this over here happened at 623, a little later in the market, but still a good trade. So 723. All right, let me take a screenshot of my profits for the day. Profits aren't super great, but because of the fees, took 3 trades today, so my fees kind of added up. But I'm still in the green net for the day. Okay, so here are my profits for the day and the week so far. So on my personal account, I locked in 185. It should have been like closer to 500, but because of the fees and my previous trade was only a partial, it gave me 185. So that's okay, it works. Right here are my Apex accounts locked in 505. My other PA accounts down here locked in 475. My other Apex accounts right here, 235. And then my other account down here, 235 as well. So these are my profits so far for the day, for the week. And I'm pretty satisfied. I mean, seeing all the green here, this is kind of like what I was aiming for today. I just wanted to start off the week in the green so that as we carry on with NFP week, it'll be a lot easier for us to feel confidence moving forward. So we have news right here at 7:30, guys. I'll mark this up. This is medium impact news. So we got news right there. Price is still dumping. I see a lot of buy orders filling in right here, so this might retrace up a little bit. It's a bunch of buy orders just hanging out right here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to turn off my actual accounts, and I'm going to switch over to just my sim account. So that I can kind of play around with this here. Now I can kind of play around because I have my, let's see. I'm kind of curious now. So I'm gonna play around with this. I'm not taking any more trades, but I'm gonna see like where all the heavy orders are sitting, and I'm gonna put like a pending order at those points so that I can kind of just play around with this and see. It's super dumb. So I do find it a bit interesting. But yeah, if you guys have more profits to post up, feel free to send them in. We got some more profits right here from CRX. So CRX locked in 1,150 on his first account, 2,215 on the second account, 295 on the third, and 305 on the fourth. So a total profit of about, we'll say about 4,000 for the day, all wins. Nice work, CRX. We got Delicia over here. She locked in 1,670 on her first account, 1,645 on her second account, 1,620 on her third account, 1,620 on her fourth account, 300, 300, 300, 300 on her last 4 accounts. So a total profit of, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 6,000 for the day. All wins. Nice work, Alicia. Of course, we have William here. He locked in about 2,000 for the day. And I'll add up my profit shortly. I kind of want to play around with the market here. So I want to see. Let's see. So I got to catch it on retracement. That's kind of what I have to do because current price right now is at, yeah. So I'll wait for price to retrace up a little bit. And once it starts retracing up, I'll be looking to, possibly get in at some point. So again, I'm just playing on my demo account, guys. There's no specific, I'm not trading on my, I'm not trading on my actual account. I'm just trying to see if there's anything that I can kind of figure out here. Basically trading against the, trading with the, with level 2. So I see some big orders right here. 28. Yeah, and if you guys want to play around with it, I mean, feel free to play around with it too. But of course, if you guys are gonna play around with it, play around with it on your demo accounts, not your actual account. Just use your sim account. I already closed out of my personal account, so I'm done with that for today. The volatility is starting to slow down a bit. Steven said, I'm getting FOMO watching this drop. If you're getting FOMO, Steven, you should probably just call it a day. That's probably gonna be your best decision. Um, yeah, no, I see that a lot of you guys here are from the UK. I'm probably gonna go to the UK sometime maybe late this year or sometime next year. I'm competing in these like fitness events, these fitness races. You guys have probably heard of it. It's called High Rocks. It's really big over there in the UK. It's getting bigger here in the US. But yeah, I'm going to be competing throughout the US here and then possibly in the UK if I place out here. So I'll probably if I ever head out there, I'll let you guys know for sure. We'll have a meetup. I just don't know when's a good time to go. I think the winter is gonna be it might be a little too cold out there. That's kind of what I've been doing lately. So a lot of you guys have been asking what I've been doing lately. I don't really do much, guys. Honestly, I just trade with you guys in the morning and then I train for fitness races. That's pretty much it. That's all I do. Yeah, I should be studying to take that test for the hedge fund, but that's kind of all I've been doing for the most part. I really should be studying for the test, but literally all I do is I trade with you guys here in the morning and then I train for fitness events. Um, which is good, but I should focus on the test. So I think I'm going to do that. I think for the month of August, I'm trying to put a lot of focus into studying for the test. Hopefully take the test like by like late August at latest. Because I'm pretty much ready for the test already. I just need to take more practice exams. That's kind of where it's at. All right, so let's see. We have price pushing up right here. I see a big order chilling over here at 647. Demo count.
Order submitted. Order filled.
Curious to see how this works. See, the thing with these orders is that they come in so I'm not in a position, guys, just a heads up. I'm not in a position. I'm just playing around with my demo account right now to see if I can kind of figure out entry points for using the level 2 in the DOM. The problem with using the DOM is that it puts in a pending order or not, it puts in a pending order that becomes a stop order. So it doesn't fill you at the exact price point that you're looking for. It kind of got me in a bad entry here, but it's kind of serious. I'm curious to see how this kind of plays through. I was like looking for it to bounce off the pivot or something like that. To do something like that. But there's a bunch of buy orders here that are currently in. So I think the limit orders aren't going to work as good as the market orders. You might have to just pretty much do what I've been doing over here. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to play around with I don't think the DOM orders work very well. And again, this is the only way that we could figure out what works. I'm just kind of curious, like if I see a bunch of orders here, if I should just enter a random sell, if it'll work out fine. Probably will. All right, so I got price climbing up right here. Again, I'm not trading any on my accounts, guys. So if you guys hear my Ninja Trader make noise, that's a demo account. It's not. I'm already done with trading my personal accounts. I'm just trading on my demo right now to kind of play around and see if I can figure out some sort of pattern here. I see a ton of orders just hanging out right here on the sell side. So what I would look for here is a possible swing back down.
Order filled.
And again, that's not my, here, I'm gonna mute this guy so you guys don't think I'm in a position. I'm playing with my demo account just to see if I can figure out how to, if I could find any patterns here with the level 2. So what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to catch this as it swings back up. Because obviously I'm looking for a bullish push. So whenever I see big orders on a certain side, kind of just ride the wave in that direction. But you would need some sort of catalyst. So like for me personally, like when I'm taking these market flow entries, I'm looking for a market flow, but I'm using the level 2 to kind of point me in the right direction. So that I have confidence that my trade's gonna actually play through. But guys, if there's any other questions that you guys have, feel free to put your questions in the chat. It's 7:41 right now, so it's getting closer and closer to 8 o'clock. As we get closer to 8 o'clock, and I'll put a marker over here, the market volatility is going to die down quite a bit. So like I said, I'm just playing around with my demo account right now. These are my profits for the day. Let me just add them up real quick. Let's see, 505, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Times 8. And we got 1, 2, 3. All right, so I'm gonna add this up real quick. So 185 plus 40 plus 515 plus 475 plus 5 plus 2585. Okay, so for the day I locked in 8,275. So that's not too bad for a day like today, right? I had one loss, I had a partial win, and then a full win right here. So for the day so far and for the week so far, I'm currently up 8,275. This is gross though, so gross profits, not net, because the fees ate up into my profits too. So if you guys can see over here, the fees ate up into my profits for the net, which is fine. You know, you're gonna pay a lot in commissions and fees anyway, so it's gonna happen. So again, guys, these are my profits for the day and the week so far. Took 3 trades for the day, 1 loss initially on open, and then 2 wins back to back right here to bring us back into the green for the day and for the week so far. If you guys have any questions, again, feel free to put your questions in the chat. Otherwise, I'll keep looking for some opportunities over here, but I'm not really expecting much to happen from now until 8 o'clock. Like I said, the volatility here is pretty dead, so not really much here to work with. You know, obviously, in my opinion, there's just not too much here. But if you guys want me to check anything out, just feel free to let me know. So I'm looking at the level 2 right now. Looks like we're starting to get a bunch of buy orders over here as price continues to climb up. Yeah, so I think price will probably push up a little higher from where it's currently at. There's a lot of sell orders sitting around, but they're not necessarily like super heavy. Man, I wish I could show you guys the chart. So here, let me just see if I could pull it up over here somewhere. I'm gonna go to YouTube real quick. Eventually I'll find a way I'll find a way that I can I can share my screen on my laptop. I think I just have to join in on a different Zoom account, and then I can probably I can probably show you. All right, so this is pretty much what it looks like. This is super old, but for the most part, this is kind of what it looks like. So this is what my chart looks like right here. So you guys see how like this is exactly what I'm looking at right now. Like this is what my chart, this is what I say when I say I'm looking at my level 2. So this is what it looks like on the window. You guys probably saw a screenshot on the Instagram. So you can see over here, these are prices, right? Price points. And it'll show you the size right here. So here it says 1-to-1, but on mine, obviously, no, actually this is right. Depth is proper. Size here is where it shows the size of contracts. So right here will be like the buy orders, and this right here will be the sell orders. So whenever I see this filled up right here, I'm like, okay, there's a bunch of sell orders just chilling, waiting to be filled. That's where I'm like, okay, I feel comfortable taking a sell here. And then these are all the sell orders. So you can see the size right here for the sell orders, and you can see over here the size for the buy orders, right? So whenever I see a big order, so for example, see down here, there's like 2,000 orders, 2,000 orders, 1,000, 1,000. If I see a big stack like this, I'm like, okay, this price is probably going to come down. And that's why I give you guys a heads up whenever we see a sell entry. So like if we have a sell entry for a market flow entry and I'm like, okay, cool. Look, I'm going to take this market flow entry. And then I see here that also there's a bunch of sell orders just hanging out. Then I'm like, okay, if I take this order, it's probably going to spike down to my TP. And that's what happened with the last entry that we took, right? This last one that we took right here, that's why I was okay with taking it. I typically wouldn't take this trade because the volatility was low, but I saw a bunch of sell orders just hanging out right here. So I was like, okay, if this gets filled, it's probably going to push down super hard. And that's exactly what happened. It spiked to our TP because I saw a bunch of sellers just hanging out right here. So, I mean, you shouldn't be using this as a standalone. You should be using this tool as a supplement, basically a supplement to your entry. If you know you're going to take a sell, if you see a liquidity there and you see a bunch of sell orders just hanging out right here, then okay, take your sell. Vice versa, if you're taking a buy and you see like, let me see if this changes a little bit. I mean, it should change. This is just a tutorial, but yeah, basically you can see over here like these changes and stuff. So if you just search up level 2 Ninja Trader, there's not very many videos. Like honestly, there's not very many videos. So you're not going to see too much here. This one's pretty good though. So there's one here that says Ultimate Level 2 Guide for Complete Beginners. This will show you and it'll explain exactly what to look for. But again, like I said, this is basically what I'm looking at. Like that's what I'm looking at right now. And I can kind of tell where everything is. So I'm always going to give you guys a heads up. Like if I see a bunch of sell orders or if I see a bunch of buy orders, I'll tell you like, hey, this is probably going to happen. And more times than not, that's probably what's going to happen here. And you guys can see the numbers here changing. This is really slow compared to what I'm seeing. What I'm seeing is these numbers are changing almost every second. So you got to be quick to act on it. So yeah, once I figure out how to use it more, I'll give you guys more of an idea of like what to look for. And like, you're only going to get better by really reading it and understanding how it's moving. So once I figure out how everything works, I'll give you guys a heads up and you guys can probably try and use it. But for the most part, you guys can do your own research for now until you understand. Well, until I understand like how it's actually used. So, all right, guys, it's getting close to 8 o'clock right now. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to put them in the chat. Again, for today, we had 3 trades, 1 loss, 2 wins. So we're net profit, 1 win for the week. And this week is NFP, so just keep that in mind, guys. Let me go over here to the news calendar. We didn't really have much news today. We had news over here at 7:30, which was negative, but you can see that price didn't really react to it too much. It just kind of went sideways. It came down right here, and then now it's going sideways, of course, because market's pretty flat. But for the most part, we do have NFP this week. Tomorrow, we have some high impact news at 7 o'clock. We have Joel's job openings. This is expected to push price around a little bit. And then again, over here later at Wednesday, we have ADP employment change. And then also on Wednesday, we have the Fed interest rate decision. So I'm not expecting a change on Wednesday. They're going to be releasing the Fed interest rate, but I'm not expecting anything to really happen. I'm expecting it to just be flat. I do see an interest rate change happening later this year. So later in the fall, probably around September, October, when you see an actual interest rate change. So that's probably going to stay flat. Then on Thursday, we have jobless claims, continuing jobless claims, initial jobless claims, ISM global manufacturing PMI, and manufacturing employment. This is all pretty much inflation news. And then, of course, on Friday, we have NFP. So expect a pretty crazy week to build up. Tomorrow might be a little slow. It might pick up like around 7 when the news comes out. But for sure, Wednesday when the interest rate comes out, Thursday with the jobless claims data and inflation news over here, and then of course on Friday for NFP. But other than that, I think we're about done for the day. So again, if you guys have any questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, there's just not really much here for us to look at. As you guys can see, prices just going back and forth. Let's see, William just commented on the YouTube. Let's see, William said, "Hey Sean, I'm about to get my first payout and I'm excited. Currently sitting at 53,512. 12 days of trading done. What would you suggest for the payout? Go for the max 2K or less?" For me personally, I would go for the max, William. I mean, that for me, like the way that I'm seeing these funding companies is that they're like, you don't know how long they're gonna last, right? Like, and I don't want to be a downer to you guys, but you really don't know how long these funding companies are gonna last. So for me personally, well, this is what I'm doing now, is I'm just pulling out the max every single time. And then some of those funds I put into my personal account. Because the personal account you can scale and there's nothing going to happen to that personal account. So for me, I would just max out your payout. I know it's going to suck if you blow the account, if you pull too much and then you blow the account. But what I'd recommend is to just lower your contract size so you make it pretty much impossible for you to blow your account, and then just have multiple accounts. Like for me right now, on all of my PA accounts for 300K, I'm only taking 7 contracts, right? So look, check this out. I'll do the math for you guys here. Like I've made it virtually impossible to blow my accounts because I have a win rate that's positive. So I take 7 contracts times 5 times 15. So every trade I'm basically making or losing 525, right? This is how much I'm risking. In order for me to blow my account, I have to lose 7,500, right? So 7,500 divided by 525. I have to like literally have 14 back-to-back losses for me to lose. And I'll have losses here and there, but then I'm going to bounce back eventually over time. So like, I might have a bad week and the next week will be good and I'll make it right back. So I've made it pretty much virtually impossible for me to blow my Apex accounts. And it's not bad because, like, for example, here, if I have 1 win for the day, right? 525 times 20, that's 10,000 in profit. That's just for 1 trade. If I have 2 trades for the day, I can make 21,000, right? Across all my accounts. So like I said, whenever I have my payouts, like for example, last payout period, I withdrew, I think about 8,000. So that 8,000 is a lot of it's going to go towards my personal account. And then from there, I'm just going to keep building my personal account and then scale it from there. So this is kind of like what I'm aiming for. I'm not really aiming for big profits from Apex. I'm just looking for consistent profits to funnel over to my personal account. So like, for example, if you have 2 trading days or 2 good trading days, 21,000 per day times 2, that's like 40,000 per week times 4. You can probably, bank up to like almost 100K or over 100K per month. And then from there, you can, funnel this over to your personal account. So I'm always going to look out for you guys. I know some people will give you other like advice and stuff, but I'm going to tell you guys, like, I'm going to keep it real with you guys because, as much as I like Apex, I don't know if Apex is going to be here forever, right? If Apex isn't here forever, then I'll move over to another funding company, whether it be Top Step, whether it be, I don't know, whatever top funding companies out there. But for the most part, a lot of the money is going to my personal account. And you can see here for my profits, my personal account, the profits are like not that big because I'm risking a lot less because of course it's my personal account. But yeah, that's pretty much my goal there. Make money with these funding companies and then move them over to your personal account and then just keep building your personal account from there to the point where you don't have to really depend on these funding companies anymore. But the funding companies are a vehicle to make money, that's for sure. Yeah, exactly. Nick said, just like we did when FTMO bailed on us, we'll just move on. Yeah, exactly. There's going to be more funding companies, so don't worry about that. I'm just saying, like, don't put all your eggs in one basket. Yeah, no, definitely. And keep going, William. I know you've been having your ups and downs with trading, so just keep pushing it and you'll be fine. You know, I know we've talked year after year about you having your ups and downs and wanting to quit, but I'm glad that you haven't quit and you're finally getting a payout. It's starting to pay off. So, all right, guys, I think that's it for the day. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to reach out. Otherwise, I'll be back here tomorrow, same place, same time, as we continue on with this trading week. So, all right, guys.